Hello and welcome to Simplify. My name's Yang Hughes, Business Support Manager at Simplify, and I'm talking today with Ant Price. So Ant's one of our consultants within the Academy programme. And recently she attended the Empower Fund Forum Wealth and Asset Management Conference in Monaco. And really what I wanted to do was just have a chance to have a chat with her about her experiences at the conference. So yeah, Ant, over to you. What was your experience of that kind of the conference overall?
Thanks, Yang. That feels like quite a loaded question, but the conference was kind of a whirlwind of activities and insights. I had the chance to kind of engage with kind of a diverse range of professionals, in various seniorities, and kind of participate in various activities from kind of tech demos to kind of interactive sessions such as competitions or kind of even like meet the CEO. I think it was quite difficult in the way of navigating the different stages and deciding which sessions to attend, especially with such kind of intriguing titles, almost like the Titans of Tech or Next Generation Leaders and the Tech Growth Mindset. I mainly focused on the operations and innovation stage streams. Those panel discussions covered kind of global regulatory trends, showcased new technology, kind of shared risk mitigation strategies, ESG, specifically ESG data governance. They also kind of discussed the dynamics of outsourcing, and I think they called it kind of recalibrating operation models, among other topics. So yeah, just lots of different topics there. I feel like I've just gone over them very quickly.
Brilliant. Thanks, Anne. So yeah, like you said, there was a huge amount, probably why you went so quickly, because there was a lot there. So let's kind of funnel it down. What were your key wealth insights, would you say, from the conference?
Yeah, so key wealth insights from the conference. An easy one to pick out is operational resilience. The conversations here were about how resilience has evolved. It's no longer about disaster recovery or business continuity. It's about assuring essential services are kept running no matter the disruption, whether it's a cyber threat, IT outage, or a physical issue. I think the Bank of England have been quite clear on this shift. I think there were quite a few conversations around the importance of communication and documentation. It seems like a really obvious one, but it's not just about having a plan, it's about making sure everyone knows the plan, has the right training, and can access the information they need during a crisis. Lots of chats around regular scenario practice, kind of even for those unlikely events. And I think finally on the ops resilience topic, I just want to talk about kind of regulation. The chats here were around working closely with vendors and partners. UK regulations alongside, say, Europe's DORA stress the importance of resilience across the entire supply chain, including third party and fourth party risks. The idea here is obviously disruptions can spread, so collaboration is crucial. But I think that's probably enough on ops resilience there. I guess the second one, I think they call, and the second insight would be, I think they called it recalibrating operational models, which I quite liked. It's this idea around focus on integrating AI and other new tech, not just focusing on AI, but to kind of better manage data and improve client satisfaction. This is updating wealth firms' data infrastructure, moving away from those legacy systems to more modern platforms that can kind of enable and support tech AI integration. I say that, but that's much easier said than done. I guess the second point here in operational models is being smart around outsourcing. Yes, I guess it is the idea around outsourcing certain functions, but importantly keeping critical data and critical processes in-house for better control, and deciding where they fall between those two. But those I think were two kind of key wealth insights that stood out to me.
Yeah, data's such a big topic though, isn't it? With that, but you also mentioned about ESG being a topic when we first started this conversation. So, was there much more around that kind of ESG element within the conference?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I think the topics were there was lots of panel discussions about ESG and kind of data governance, but I think the idea is that ESG data is still evolving and somewhat fragmented. We're dealing with challenges with data quality, consistency, but dare I say, advancements in AI and automation are helping improve collection and analysis. Again, regulation is a big factor here. In Europe, frameworks like the ISSB and the CSRD are pushing for more kind of standardized ESG disclosures. The UK is also developing its own system with the sustainability disclosure standards, which are aligned with the global trends, but I think kind of tailored for kind of local needs. But looking ahead, ESG data will likely become kind of more of an integrated part of businesses rather than kind of a separate focus. And while firms need to focus on improving data quality, using tech for better insights, and working towards understanding these globally kind of understood frameworks.
Okay. Yeah. So lots of really good stuff. So from your point of view, though, what do you think the upcoming trends will be?
Yeah, so upcoming trends. So obviously I've spoken a bit already on ops resilience, but I guess that is obviously an upcoming one, especially with looming deadlines March 2025 next year. But I guess I'll just leave that there as being an upcoming trend that we spoke about. I guess one that I'll kind of will speak a bit more on is this kind of client personalization and experience, a kind of upcoming trend as wealth operations become more tech driven. I think a stronger focus would be on personalizing client experiences. Again, leveraging AI and data analytics, firms will be able to offer kind of more tailored services, whether this is financial advice or portfolio options based on individual client preferences or life events. This level of customization is probably expected to attract and retain clients, especially as competition within the wealth sector grows. A final trend around this enhanced data infrastructure. I think wealth management firms will continue to upgrade their data infrastructure, moving from kind of legacy systems to more modern cloud-based platforms. These platforms will allow for kind of better data integration, kind of enabling wealth managers to provide deeper insights and, say, more accurate services while enhancing kind of the cybersecurity aligned with, say, operational resilience priorities. But again, this is kind of a incremental process that it will be kind of tackled in time. It's not a quick process. But anyway, I think these trends here show kind of the shift towards technology advantages and kind of customer-centric wealth operations driven by kind of these kind of regulatory trends, regulatory changes, and kind of evolving client expectations and needs.
Excellent. Thank you so much, and really appreciate your insights. I think there's quite a lot to consider around some of those key themes you've provided, particularly around that kind of ops resilience data and obviously having that customer at the heart of everything wealth firms do. So really appreciate your time. Thank you, Ant.
Thank you very much, Yang.